Good morning. Well, it's not really morning anymore, is it? Trying to see how I can go live on Twitter. How does that work? How do you know if you're live or not? Hey, Logical Spark. Spark. I paid for the Twitter Premium thing because I thought it would be really cool to go live on Twix, but I have no idea how to know if I am. It says it's good. It says I'm live, but I don't know how to check that. But yeah, I just decided I'm sitting here enjoying my Saturday. Excuse me. And oh, there it is. Well, that's freaking awesome. Heck to the yeah. All right. So I just, a while ago, last year actually, I made a Jack Skellington chibi, and I thought he was super duper cute. And I bet if I did him again, he would look a little more refined. I don't think I actually went over him with coloring pencil. I was still in the process of learning how to do markers and then enhancements with coloring pencils. And so I'm going to go over him again. This was actually the outline because I had planned to make stickers out of this. And I was like, he's all by himself. So today we're coloring Sally, if you can see the rest of it. I am not a Nightmare Before Christmas fan necessarily, by the way. So we're live on Twix, what was I call it? The X, the Twitter, whatever you're gonna call it, Twitch, and on Kick. So we're everywhere today. We're getting it out. But yeah, I was like, you know what? I haven't been live on my channel in a really long time. And I'm just sitting here watching other YouTubers create artwork. Why not just be out there and share and see how everybody's doing? And how are you today? How is your Saturday life going? I know you're probably out busy being where you are, but Logical Spark, DL, Daniel Jason, it's good to see you, and the others that are hanging out and watching. I'm like, all of a sudden I looked at Sally's hair and I'm like, wow, this is really luscious looking. It's not perfect yet. It's just this is basically the first layer of color, essentially. I'm doing the markers, then I'll go over it with color pencil, but I'm like, this is really luscious. Why don't I just go live? Feeling confident today. Feeling a little bit confident in her hair. And I'm like, you know what? Why not? I was going to go live this morning in game, but I stayed up really late last night until 1 a.m. watching the Maze Runner series. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that before. It has been years since I last watched the Maze Runner. And I forgot just how creepy it was, but it's still good. The books are better. I remember reading the books, and then the movies came out, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe my brother bought me the first DVD for my birthday or for Christmas one year. But over on Kick, Autumn Amber has gifted a subscription to Crimson King over on Kick. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Daniel Jason says, just shaved the lawn. I like the way that is. I actually made the huge mistake. Nigel M, what's up? I made the huge mistake of trimming bushes early this morning. It gets hot in Florida. I made the huge mistake of trimming bushes before I started to do my art. And if you guys have ever tried to do artwork after an extensive exercise, because I was you got the trimmers like this, right? And I mean, you're working quite a bit of muscle area there. You come in and your hands are shaky a little bit. It's kind of like if you've ever seen Blazing Saddles when Gene Wilder's character's like, yeah, but I shoot with this hand. That's how it feels. So I'm like, I have done the stupidest thing. How am I supposed to control what my utensils, if you will. How am I supposed to control this with my hands being shaky? But hey, I calmed down a little bit, and I can still feel a little bit of tension in my upper arms, but I got the muscle tone. I'm okay. I'm okay. Hey, Retro. Yeah, a drawing stream. I know we're doing something a little different today. I figured I need to go back to my roots. My roots. Maize, you call it corn? What? Happens all of the time. The weed whacker. Yeah, so, okay. So, I'd like to ask, do you guys call it the weed whacker or the weed eater? Okay. All my life, I'd only ever heard it known and called the weed whacker. A weed whacker, okay? And then when I moved to the South, all these people started calling them weed eaters. And that was really weird to me. Weed eaters? I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense. Sort of, it's just, I guess, a terminology, but I thought that was weird. They thought we were weird for calling them weed whackers. I don't know. We just always called them weed whackers. But what do you guys call them? Weed eaters? Or yeah, deranged lunatic says weed whacker. Yeah, my dad called it weed eater. Yeah, weeder. Called it the weeder. Yeah. Hey, Tara Crystal. Hello, fellow artists. Mo Zamboni. Yeah, were you? I am so sorry. I remember from one of my streams, because, you know, it only happens like once a month or at the moment that I've been going live. And were you the one that said you were turned towards my direction because of creating artwork and stuff like that? Because I'm always looking for other artists, and I don't want you to think that if you're the person I'm thinking of, I don't want you to think I'm ignoring you. Autumn Amber says weed eater. Retro Collective says weed whacker. Okay, so I'm gonna guess that it depends on where you come from, that we're calling them weed eaters, weed whackers. I'm currently using Ohuhu markers, and I like Copic much better. And the reason being why artists are so particular, especially when the more advanced you get, is if you'll notice that this is not necessarily a very fine tip. And the Copics have just almost like pencil-like tips, which for doing hair like this makes all the world a difference. And I'm a little bit dissatisfied. I'm so stupid. I remember. I haven't switched them out. My mom actually told me, because she's an artist as well, that they make the tips that you can replace the Ohuhu tips with Copic-like ones. And I remember she was so sweet and got me some, and I haven't switched them out yet. The problem is that I have. So on top of my Copics, these are all the Ohuhu markers I have. These are not all the ones that they make. But it's like, which ones do I replace? You know, I use all of them. I don't use the neon ones as often, but I probably should do the black one. I do use that one. But like all the rest of them, like this color that I'm using right now, what is it called? Do they not have names? Oh, here they are. Natural oak. I don't use this one that often. So I hope I've gotten Sally's hair correct. It's a little bit off, I think, maybe from the original one. The hard part is that if you look at fan art of Sally, she has vibrant red hair, but when you look at the actual movie, it's kind of muted. So I'm just like enhancing it a little bit. Weed Eater is the brand. Oh. What is this? Weed Whacker has a metal blade. Weed Eater is plastic. Is that true? Yeah, I know. One day I'm gonna be talking to Makani. We're gonna get together again, but maybe on my side. But I'm happy to go on his stream again too. I need to contact the man. I have an idea in my mind. I was sent your direction by 1-800-Denki. That's right. Do we follow each other on Twitter? Look at my hand, guys. Do you see? That's still the leftovers from this morning. Oh, thank you. Over on Twitch. I think it looks cool either way. I appreciate that. Thank you. Maize, you call it corn as old. Oh, yeah. Yeah. maze. All right, here we go. Are you also drawing Jack? Oh, okay. So, I actually drew Jack last year, and isn't he just adorbs? Like, I'm not a Nightmare Before Christmas person, but I think, not to toot my own horn, but I find that this is a very cute, a very cute rendition of Jack. And I didn't actually enhance him with coloring pencil. So I'm going to go back. Actually, is he in this book? Let's see. You guys want to flip through tab of the book real quick? See, like, here's the Evil Queen. Oh, hang on. You guys can't. The Evil Queen, I haven't done her in coloring pencil yet. You guys maybe over on Twitter saw, and maybe the short here on YouTube, I did this digitally and it turned out really cool. And then I decided to do it marker. And I think I might leave him without coloring pencil. Unless I've got a new one coming. I did enhance this with coloring pencil, Beetlejuice and What's Her Face, because I don't remember. I just thought it would be a fun project to work on, but I'm not a Beetlejuice fan. Let's see. That was from an art party. There's my Caesar. A lot of these are available in the art. This is Rick O'Connell. But no, I'm going to do a Mihawk one. This one didn't work out right. I didn't have enough space. But here we go. Of course, I got my buggy. Is Jack in here? There's my card, Dan. There's my girl. That was from the Warrior one. My genies. He might be in my other book. There's a Christmas goat I never finished. Where's Jack? Oh, I never finished my bear. There he is. There's Jack. So I never actually went in to define him with coloring pencil. So yes, I do have him as a sticker. I just haven't released him in the Etsy shop yet, and I'm going to be doing that soon, because what I'm going to do is have a combination thereof, depending on how I design it. I thought it'd be really cute to have Jack, and then over on the side, perhaps, have Sally. You can't really see it yet, but she's got mistletoe up in here. Let me get this bigger for you guys. She's holding mistletoe. Since she was so infatuated with Jack, I thought that would be really cute to have mistletoe. And he's, of course, enamored by this. Thank you. The buggy, oh, I don't have any on my oh, it's not true. These are like my business cards, but I do have these in my Etsy shop right now. You can get either a poster or you can get a sticker. I see that over there. Just saying. Thank you. I do have them. These are, like I said, my business cards, because they have the QR code. Basically, when I go to conventions and stuff like that, I'll hand them out to people. They're small. If you get the actual sizes, they're bigger. If you purchase the stickers, they're bigger. Just to let you know, if you were like, well, that's a really small sticker, they're actually much bigger. I'm in the works right now. Etsy's up and it's rolling and it's ready to go, but I'm in the works of transferring over to a different platform, because Etsy keeps taking down my stuff. Companies keep contacting Etsy to tell them that I'm like infringing on copyright or something like that, which totally sucks. And they're taking my stuff down, and it doesn't make any sense. Let me see. This is the clear version. I don't think you'll be able to see it correctly. This is the clear version. I also have these available with the white behind it, so it's a little bit easier to see and be distinctive. But I made these really awesome Death Note stickers and sold them, and then they took them down. Apparently, a company reached out to Etsy just recently and told them that I was copyright. Guys, these are caricatures of the characters. You guys can tell, like, this is not like the anime exactly. They did that with my Stargate stuff too. Took them down because MGM reached out to Etsy and told them that I was breaking some kind of rule. You guys know my art. If you're around here for long, you guys know my art. This is what my art looks like. Does this look like anything that Disney has produced? No. But they're taking my stuff down. So I plan to move it to somewhere else. I just haven't found the right place. And holy crap, over on Kick, Is that Nomi without you gifting 5 subscriptions to the community? She's going to get her own custom emote over on Kick, which is how that works. If you guys donate or subscribe to the channel, you get your own custom emote. I wish I could share that with you here on StreamYard, but I can't. But thank you so much. And Retro Collective, I saw that as well. She's like, I can finally gift. Yes. You have done your part for the community. I appreciate that. What's your Etsy shop? I'd like to buy some stickers. So let me see. Let me get this up here. I would love to have your support. But let me see. Yeah, I've got more are coming. More are coming. I think this should be the right link. It should be hopefully that shows up correctly. I've got a bunch of stuff, like I've got my 3 monitors up and stuff is happening, but like I'm trying to keep track and I'm hoping that it's working. Whoops, there we go. Hoping it's working out. Let me make sure this link goes to the right way. It does. It does. Super cool. Hey, Psychotic Mongoose. Yeah, I know, my Death Note one. I'm super proud of it. If you guys seen the short that I made of it, it's a humongous. Okay, so the original, like I typically make my individual chibis like this size. I don't even know where my book is right now. The other book, let's see, is like this big. And because I had to do 4 chibis in that. And so I'm really proud of that. So the fact that they are denying my opportunity of making money for caricatures when literally Etsy is flooded, full of artwork that is like exact replicas of stuff from the films and the cartoons and whatnot, really butters my biscuit. But thank you everybody for your support and for showing up, and I have no idea if I should be doing something over on Twitter. Lady Marine. Don't you dare skip ahead, woman. Never. I saw all these girls out there talking about pumpkin spices. Oh shoot, I messed up Sally's dress. Oh well, okay. We'll fix it in post-production. Already getting their pumpkin spice on, and I'm like, it's too soon. Can't we just have summer? Can't we just have summer? And Nigel M brings up a very valid mentioning. But I did I opened up my phone this morning, and because I'm part of like the Starbucks reward thing, it's like they're like, get your Apple on, and I'm like, oh, autumn. Amber's like, no, buy summer. No, why do you think I moved to Florida? Summer all year long. But yeah, please be sure to hit the like button if you're new here and you enjoy streams like this, which I will try to be a little bit better about art streams. I'm sorry, guys. It's just, there's so much to try to keep up with. And if you've seen some of my recent videos, well, I've got one coming tomorrow, where I'm doing art challenges sent to me by YouTubers. And I've done one with Mark with a C. I've got my next one releasing tomorrow. So if you enjoyed that one, make sure that you check out and stay around for that as well. I'm going to try to be releasing them weekly. And I think you're going to really get a kick out of tomorrow's video at tomorrow's art challenge. It's going to be... and they keep getting crazier. So... it's going to be great. But then I want to bring it to you guys. So you guys also know at the end of the month, every month, the last Friday of every month, I host an art party. And I get a bunch of other artists together and we do art prompts. It's going to be different this time. I'm celebrating 1 year of the art parties. And I'm really excited about it. We're switching things up. We're still doing an art prompt, but it's going to be a little different than just simple character design. We still have a month before the first day of fall. Why rush it? I'm the same way. Like for me, As long as you don't get a cease and desist letter. Well, but the thing is they took down my listing. I can't put it back up. Etsy took it down. And hey Tommy Doodle, hello. And Retro Collective says hello over here. Hi. So it's out of my hands. I can't repost it. They'll take it down. And it's kind of like if I get like these strikes, they could actually take down my my shop. So you know. And stunning and brave Megatron colorist. He is the colorist. He is the muse. He is the inspiration. Yeah, like I said, her hair just was turning out so rich and so luscious. I'm like, let me share this with the world. Like, what is Sally's beauty routine? What is her secret? What shampoo is this girl using? Because it's looking amazing. Of course, it helps that she was put together by a weirdo. So, you know, she's flawless, you know, despite the stitches and stuff like that. But here we go. Yeah, no, I'm not trying to rush Christmas. I'm not trying to rush fall. I don't. For me, fall starts in October. That's just how I am. I like the idea of fall in October. September's kind of like a neutral month where it's like you can ease into fall, but it's still summer. It's kind of a up in the air kind of month for me. But I like having fall in October. Myself personally, just how it is. It's how I roll. Here we go. The other thing is too, like, it's hard. Like when I do my art streams, when I really sit down to enjoy my art, I really don't like talking. I like to be able to just focus. But I like hanging out with you guys and being able to engage as well. So I think because I've been in a really dedicated season of art right now, I just have not had the mental fortitude to distract myself with live streams and creating art. So you guys are lucky today. We have a blessing over here that all of a sudden I was like, hey, why not? Oh, I'm so stupid. This is all her hair in here too. Well, wait. Let's get the right one in here. Hey, it's Maria, our friend Maria. Psychotic Mongoose gifted a sub over on Kick. Thank you very much. Gifted it to Nomi without you. That's funny. Be sure to use those emotes over there on Kick in the chat. Let me see. Where's the Mongoose? Here we go. Throw him out there. Let me see here. All right. I got to be careful because I don't want to take away from her arm. And, well, you know, which is kind of funny because they're all stitched together. Does anybody like Nightmare Before Christmas? Like, you know, is that anybody's jam? I couldn't care two farthings if I never saw it again, to be honest. I think I could watch it with somebody if they wanted to watch it. I'm pretty chill and easygoing about that. It's not like I would never watch it because I hate it. It's just, it's not my jam. I don't know. It was kind of weird. It didn't make sense to me. Spoiler if you've never seen it, but Sally needed therapy. I know it's supposed to be just like a cartoon and stuff like that, but I'm like, Jack basically just went through a midlife crisis, and then Sally needed fulfillment in somebody else. She had an unhealthy crush on Jack, and that could be because she's like a zombie person who never got to have a normal life. I don't know. Can you have a normal life in Halloween Town? But she was so infatuated with Jack. Like, it just, I don't know. She was infatuated with a man who was going through a midlife crisis, and that's never a good place to be. Ladies, you could do better. You can do better. Just wait on Jesus. Maria says, so I'll just chill and listen to you and read the comments. Did I miss something? Oh, she said she's also doing it. Oh, Tommy Doyle says, do you know RevKev? I do. In fact, I had RevKev on the channel, like 2 months ago or something like that. We did some art together. He's actually he's supposed to be on the art party show next week. He's supposed to be joining us along with a slew of others like Danky And we've got some new artists coming, which for the art party, RevKev is new. He's never been a part of the art party before. So. But I've got some others coming as well. I can't wait to see Danky's interpretation of what we're going to do. It's going to be crazy, guys. I mean, everybody's is going to be crazy, but his, if you guys know his art style, it's just redonkulous. Okay. This should be a little darker, I think. I wonder if I should do the unthinkable and make it black. Let's just try a wee bit here and see what that looks like. Because it needs to be darker than the rest. We're in the shadows. What we do in the shadows. And then I have to make sure I get her skin and everything right too, because she's a particular kind of grayish blue. But again, it's like when I look at the references online for like other fan art of hers, she's like well, some of it I'm looking at right now, she's like this nice teal blue. Other things, she's like this beautiful, strong cornflower blue. But then you look at her in the movie and she's like sky blue, pale sky. So, you know, I'm trying to figure out how do I do it. I know that since it's fan art, ironically, coming from me, that, you know, I'm allowed certain creative liberty, but, you know, I like to try. I mean, I'm making this for other people, essentially. So I would like it to be something that people can relate to, people would enjoy. So let's see. Are you talking to me? Do you own some of the expanded universe? I do. I have like 30 books and halfway through Dark Force Rising. Nice. I am working on obtaining EU books. I want to build my library whenever I go to these conventions and stuff like that. And when I go to like thrift stores and whatnot, I want to see if they have the books without. So the book that I'm hunting for is I, Jedi, right? Love that book. It was one of the first books, Star Wars books I listened to that helped me really dig deep and get a closer connection to Star Wars. And because my brother was really into Star Wars, and naturally as the younger sister, I was into whatever he was into. And that was one of the books where I was like, wow, this is really cool. I found it. There's a local shop here called Gods and Monsters, and it has all kinds of nerd stuff, right? And they have some Star Wars books there. And they had I, Jedi, and I was so excited. It looked so cool. But when I flipped it over, look, you do you, be how you want to be. But when I flipped it over, it had Disney trademark on the back. And I don't want that. I want the EU books before it. Like, it won't break my heart necessarily if that's the only kind I can get left. It's about the story. It's not about the company. But nevertheless, I'm more of a, I don't mind some of the stuff that Disney has produced for Star Wars. Like, you know, a lot of us enjoyed Mandalorian and things like that. But there's just something more nostalgic about remembering Star Wars before Disney. That was less dramatic. Like, there wasn't so much drama surrounding it. And so it's just kind of a happy thought of the book before the new era. There's just something about it that I really, really like. I, Jedi is wonderful. But anyway, here we go. I think I need to make this a little darker too. But, I was going to say that, yeah, with my art challenges here soon, I'm going to be bringing it to you guys. So right now, I'm letting YouTubers tell me what they want me to create. But pretty soon, I'm going to be coming to you guys, the fans. And I'm going to say, all right. And I'm going to have to find a way to balance it out where, you know, either I do a poll or I roll the die or something like that. Because it can get a little overwhelming with everybody's ideas. But it's going to be fun to hear what you guys have to offer, the creative things that you're going to say. I did have one person tell me that they thought it would be super cool if I made the Doctor Who meeting the Star Trek's Borg at a tea party, and I'm like, that's crazy, but that's cool. And so, yeah. So, I have Kenobi Legends banner and Disney Revenge of the Sith book. Yeah, sure. Why not? Why not? Oh, this is. I need to focus, Leonard. That's her hair too. Heavens to Murgatroyd. All right. See, that's the other thing. Like, I get to talking and interacting with you guys, and I miss things. But as long as I don't forget about it, it's okay. Yeah. Oh, really careful in here. And then let's see. Terra Crystal says, I already gave my suggestion the other day during live stream. I won't mention it again. Oh, why? Was it bad? Was it raunchy? Because, yeah, I won't do that stuff. I got my scruples. But I hope everybody's having a great day. I really appreciate the turnout. I think this might be some of the most views I've ever had on my channel at one time. So I'm a little bit flabbergasted. That might be another reason why I'm rambling. I'm like, dear God, a lot of people. You guys are great, though. And thank you for supporting my channel and my shop through the years. You guys bought a lot of Cara Dune merch from me, and my Darth Maul and everything like that. So that means a lot to me. Appreciate. Oh, look, I've even forgotten over here. Heavens above. Okay, let's see. How many YouTube watch hours do you still need for monetization? A lot. I'm about, let me see. Last time I checked, and I appreciate you checking in on that. I'm about halfway there. So it's a long, dusty road, but I can't. I'm very blessed. Can't really complain because I get the opportunity to be able to share my art with hundreds of people whenever I choose to, and I probably don't seize that advantage as much as I should. Retro Collective on Twitch says, will you ever try a more realistic approach to your art style? When it comes to my chibis, no. But well, if you are a member over on my Patreon, you'll see that I'm working on a Dan Vasc Renaissance painting, and he asked for it, so I'm gonna give it. And I'm still working on it. It takes so long, and I love realistic portraiture when I paint. I find that when I do drawings and color pencils and markers, that I enjoy the more caricature style. When I paint, I like more realism. I like more realism. Hey, Gary Ambrosia. Hey, is that your real last name? Just kidding. Got the opportunity to meet him, and he was funny. He's like, yes, that's my real. I think it's a fantastic last name. Anna has amazing artwork. She was classically trained. I am not, so I don't know that I could keep up with her. No, it was drawing the Disney princesses. Oh, as 1960s housewives, but mentioning it over and over again annoys people. Well, people are people. What are you gonna do? I don't know anybody who was annoyed, but Oh, Rumble? Yeah, so Rumble is kind of just in the background. Steph's VR over on Kick says, "Followed you on Rumble last night. I'm slowly migrating over there as people are starting to use it more." I can't say that I use it necessarily religiously. It's kind of an afterthought. Like my accounts are linked to Rumble, so I think it automatically uploads my videos there. But I will admit that I don't give it the attention that perhaps it deserves, because I'm already live on YouTube, Twitch, Twix, and Kick, and I know that I probably need to also start migrating over to Instagram as well. And guys, like, it's a lot. I think I'm gonna have to get like a fourth monitor for that. It's a lot. Tommy Doyle says, "I can't do art. My mom used to do it a lot." No, everybody can create something. A lot of times you just don't know what mediums to use. Maybe you don't know what style or what. So I'll let you guys know. Did you know? Fun fact about Dreaming Tabitha. Dreaming Tabitha really isn't into chibis. Like, I've never really been into chibis, and it's not necessarily my thing. I think they're adorable, but it's not like I have an infatuation with chibis. You know, a lot of times artists create things that they're really drawn, no pun intended, but drawn to. I'm not I think chibis are adorable, but I'm not really drawn to them necessarily. It just kind of fell into my lap, and honestly, I just love, as you can see when we flipped through my book, I just love creating them. They're so fun is one reason. And the other thing is that I have found that through creating these kinds of characters, because they are obnoxious, versions of realistic or I say, realistic, but if they were in the live action or whatnot, it takes a lot of pressure off, right? So I like to mix realism with the caricatures. That's why I work so hard on my blending. I'm especially proud of my buggy one. I probably should just show you the bigger one. I'm super proud of my buggy one. And so a lot of times that's just really about what it is. It's like finding what works for you. I never thought that this is what would work for me. But I'm so proud of the hair. I'm have a hard time with hair, and so I'm getting better with that. I'm trying to get better with skin. I'm really happy with how the eyes turned out in this particular section over here. I have a long way to go. Shoes are not my forte, that's for sure. But it's just something I fell into on accident, really. And I just try to get better at it. I love realism. And surprisingly, chibis have helped me with realism. And so, how do you take a cartoon and make it look more real? How do you make a cartoon and make it look like it has texture and dimension and all that kind of stuff? So a lot of, just sometimes people are like, well, I kind of like drawing. Well, maybe you like drawing buildings. You don't like drawing people. Maybe you like drawing flowers or bees. Maybe you love to draw bumblebees. You just don't know that you like to draw bumblebees. That's why it's really important to just always be drawing, always be creating, and somehow you'll fall into it. I used to love, my go-to thing when I doodle typically would be eyes or trees. And you just do that over and over again, and then eventually it just kind of evolves. And so this is like my second book full of chibis. And if you would see the chibis I started with, I think even in the beginning of the year, well, this is Fernando, the dragon, when I first started out on Twitch, I think. So you guys can see I do drawings. Like, he's pretty cute, right? There's a whole story with Fernando. OGs know Fernando's story. I think Terra Crystal might have been there when I had but let me see. This is my Barbie drawing that I did last year, and I didn't do any color pencil on her, but you can see like how far I've come with that. The eye looks pretty cool, and hair's kind of neat, although it does look a little bit like a French pastry, but you gotta start somewhere. To have the space station of monitors. I tell you, I have one over here that has all my references, right? And gives me my ideas. The one in front of me here has StreamYard, and then my monitor over here has Kick and Twitter. I don't even have Twitch up, which I probably should. Everything's just taking too much space. But, Megatron knows I start sketching out landscapes while I'm on my work trips. I find drawing nature to be very easy. Yes. I always tell people, start drawing nature. You can never do nature wrong. You can't. You can never mess it up because nature gives us the gift of perfection being imperfect. You could have a tree that looks really wonky, but nobody's going to say it's not a tree. There are some trees that grow sideways just because of whatever may have happened in its lifetime. But if you can recognize it as a tree, then that's a fantastic start. And then you just learn how to shade and you learn about the composition. All of this stuff just comes as you create because you don't have to worry about it being 100% symmetrical. Exactly. I'm the man behind Fernando back on. Yeah, there you go, Nigel. You remember Fernando? We had a whole story that he was he was a parrot dragon. He was a parrot dragon and he is a slave because he's a rare type of creature. Let's go back to Fernando for a second. He is a rare kind of creature. You guys remember our story streams, but he is a rare kind of parrot dragon or kind of dragon. He is a parrot dragon. You can see he's got the chains. He's a slave. There are no arms, just wings. And parrot dragons have a type of dandruff that come from their wings that is a special kind of spice. It's very rare because it only comes from these kinds of creatures and they're elusive creatures. And Fernando is kept not only as a creator of the spice because of his wings, but he's also kept as a pet, a slave pet. Yeah, little Fernando. I love him. Like I should really like seal him and frame him and put him on my wall, but I love to flip back to him. I was really impressed with myself with the chains. His face is really great. Is he perfect? No, but I think he's great. Because I didn't have a reference for Fernando. So the fact that I could create something like that without a reference is amazing. Let's see. I actually have a hidden brand, says Steph's VR, art channel on YouTube. Haven't done anything for a while though, and only ever use it as a hobby or pastime. You should draw along with us. Like some people in the chat draw along with us during the art parties. And I've had so many artists tell me through the art parties that it's kind of reignited a passion for artwork because it kind of gets you out of a slump. You don't have to think, you just do whatever the art prompt is and you just create, and it just helps creators get out of their slump. So I highly encourage you that if you are struggling with your art journey, but you want to create because it's just who you are as a person, I've been there, I know what that's like, come to the art party. I always encourage people, come hang out with us in the chat, in the art party, during the art party, and draw with us. And then, like I always tell people, then post it on Twitter and tag us, because you will find art community will rally behind you and be like, gosh, that's amazing. I mean, you guys have been around, I've created some pieces of crap. Like, you guys have seen my body of work. I'm a pretty good artist, but there are times where I just create crap. Guys, you remember my first art piece from the art party? If you don't, let me show you. I was so nervous too. This is what I created, the first art party that we had. Okay? Yeah. So don't worry. We've all been there. It's okay. And trust me, I know the whole thing, it's like, you're going to say, well, it's hard to put myself out there. It's hard. I don't want to be made fun of. I want everything to be perfect. Just come to the art party and hang out, because it never goes according to plan. And sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes it's just growing. It's all about growth. Stitch is your favorite Disney character. He is pretty cute. I used to have a dog that was like Stitch. He reminded me so much of Stitch. Or Stitch reminded me so much of him. May he rest in peace. Bless his little bud heart. Little halo. I just have a crappy home computer. I do everything. You start with something. And then you build off of it. I started off with a laptop, and that was hard. I was doing everything just via laptop. And then eventually I got a monitor to hook up, and then I got more, and now I have a full-blown computer to do everything. So you gotta just start somewhere. The bearded druid lady. Maria knows. She knows. Oh my god. Yeah, Kobix, yeah. That's it. Did you get my setup chat? Was that here? Hello and welcome over there on the Twitch side. Yeah, that art party was a trip because Danny had to. She's our friend from Comics and she had to do a bearded lady, and she looked pretty cool. She's done some pretty crazy, and by crazy I mean fantastic. I mean, we throw a lot at her. Like, you guys remember the gingerbread prompt? And she turned herself into a gingerbread, and she's like, how am I supposed to turn myself into a gingerbread person and not get canceled on the internet? Because you guys know blackface and all that crap. And she turned out great. Okay. So I've got the first layer of Sally's hair down. We'll enhance everything with colored pencils later. Do you listen to ABBA? Are you talking about me? I still paint abstract acrylics a lot, but just haven't bothered to set up my cameras and box lightings. Oh yeah, well dude, just try, like, literally all that I have right now. I have a secondary webcam here. It's kind of a cheap one. It's called Tech. It's not fancy, but it has a built-in ring light. And I do have another light over there, but honestly I just have the blinds open. For the fanciest stuff that I have is probably the fact that I have 3 monitors. Everything else is just kind of pieced together or was like given to me. More layers. Yeah, she'll get more layers when I do colored pencils. I'm gonna leave it as is. I don't want to mess it up. I think it's a good first layering of colors. And then, like I said, I'll enhance everything. It looks shiny. It looks luscious. The streaming setup's not cheap. Yeah. Big OBS. Yeah. And thankfully they have the internet to teach us how to internet. Yeah, I know, Megatron. Priorities, am I right? What is it Nomi always says? Everything I want is illegal. See you, Maria. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. All right. I honestly shouldn't have done her hair first. I tend to always forget that I need to do my lighter colors before I do my darker colors, because with the markers they will. Oh yes, I would love to see it. Because then they bleed over, and I don't want that. But let's not quibble over that. I think I've gotten all the sections where her hair is. Like I said, I can always go back if I need to. So we're gonna put these. Let's hydrate with coffee. Get our bag of markers here. Put them back in. All right. Kind of don't want to do her face. I'm nervous. I'm always nervous about the face because that's where the money is, So let's have a look at her dress. Gosh, it's like literally a patchwork of nonsense. I don't want to do her dress. Okay. I guess I'm gonna take this for a reference. See, I don't know. Is that really what it looks like in the movie? My goodness. And then, I do plan to put snot rag in here. And before you be like, ew, I'm sorry. That is what I call the little tissue dog from Nightmare Before Christmas. What's his real name? I don't know. I just call him Snot Rag. It's just easier. He's so cute. So every time I see him, he's Snot Rag. He's so cute. And so I do. I'm gonna have Jack like over here. When I merge them together digitally, I'm gonna put Jack over here, and I'll probably put Snot Rag next to Jack. Oh, hello, Tattoo Wonderland. Zero. Oh, okay. Why would you name him Zero? I like Snot Rag better. He looks like a Kleenex. All right. So, well, according to these pictures of other fans who probably are fans, Conroy 1776 says, "Hey, you gonna make prints of the G.I. Joe art, the one from Mark?" I hadn't planned on it. It would depend on like how many people were interested in having it. Mark's gonna get the original, so That's cool. I hadn't planned on it though. All right, so she's got like a yellowish color. Let's see. Oops. Let me do it this way. Let's do a scribble test. Okay, well that looks like it would be a good dark. What color? This is Y585. Y583, but this looks like it's getting darker. Yeah, I need lighter. Make it a little more vibrant. Yeah, I like that. Okay. All right. Oh, I'm nervous to go basing this off of fan art though. You there, are you? Let's have a look. Well, it looks like a big patch of this comes down. I try not to get too caught up in the details of clothing, but I know that it's an integral part of I guess who she is. Okay, so the sleeve is green and then this part's yellow. So we're just gonna block out that so we know where it needs to go. All right, so then her other sleeve here is also yellow. Yeah, see, it's already bleeding. That's not cool. My entire house is full of Nightmare Before. Hey, you enjoy it. I know a lot of people do. See you, Retro. Thank you for stopping by. A lot of people love it. It's just not my thing. Do I think that it was creative? 100%. Like, I was very impressed with the idea of merging the holidays and having the different lands and stuff like that. Like, I found that really great. But overall, I can't say that I would be a fan of this movie. Like I said, if I was with somebody and they wanted to watch it, I would do that and I would enjoy them. But it's not really something I want to watch on my own. The only tune that I liked was "This Is Halloween." Like, it was a nice little jaunty tune, Lego just put out a Nightmare Before Christmas set. Aw. That's pretty cool. All right, I'm going to leave this looking maybe... Oh, well, she does have a chest. So, despite the fact that I am female and fully aware of what the female body looks like, I have a hard time with female anatomy, the upper portions of female anatomy. Like, it's not the easiest for me. $1 a.m., my goodness. I don't think I would call him Snot Rag, but I don't think I would call him Zero either. I can't get away from it now. I think he's adorable as little Snot Rag. So cute. I could see if I ever had like a really... Like if I had a dachshund. if there were white dachshunds out there, I would be calling them Snot Rag. Like, I'd get one and call it Snot Rag. I think that'd be cute. Okay. We got a little something going on. Yeah, I do hope everybody's Saturday's going great. I don't know, I'm taking it easy. I still have a couple of things around the home that I need to take care of. Try to get most of my cleaning done yesterday. I don't know why, but I prefer to get my cleaning done on the weekend so that my mind is free the rest of the week, so I don't have to worry about it. I don't know, maybe I'll go to Disney today or go to Universal and just kind of get some coffee and draw. I did go to Tom Sawyer's Island the other day, and I sat across from the Haunted Mansion, which is such a cool ride, and I'm doing a chibi of one of the Haunted Mansion characters, and then I would like to do a sketch because I did it in my big book, and so I have the one of the characters over here, and then I want to sketch out the house over here. So I'm looking forward to that. It was just kind of nice. Got a cup of coffee. I did not like the coffee that I got. I wanted to get... One time I went to Starbucks and I got like this I don't know, vanilla coffee. It was really like a vanilla latte. It was super good. Like, it was super, super good. But then they had something new up on the board, and I fell for it. I fell for the magic of the newness. The curiosity got to me. And it said some kind of vanilla cream something. So I go up to the guy, and I don't like to bother people. There were like hundreds of people there, and I was just like, hey, I'm just super curious. Is this different from the vanilla latte? And he's like, oh, yes, it's this, this, and this. And I don't remember what he said. And I'm like, well, you know what? I'll try it. I'll try it. Basically, it was just watered down coffee with vanilla something. Now, I understand that a lot of people don't like Starbucks and they say that everything's, you know, watered down or whatever like that. There was another time I had this vanilla latte and it was amazing. It was like a cold vanilla latte. I don't know what the difference was, you know, all this kind of stuff, but it was like, this was not good. Today is our once a month potluck dinner at church. Cool. I think we're going to watch the movie Ordinary Angel. That's fun. Well, I hope you enjoy that. All right, let's see. So I got that color down, and then I think this was the first color that I had. Go in. And Warlock has subscribed for 3 months over at Kick. Thank you, Warlock, for your support. If I can do it, let me see if I can manage it. I'm going to put some Warlocks over in the Kick chat. Where are you at? Where's your emoji? There it is. There's some Warlocks in the chat. Cool. All right, let's get some of Sally's stuff done here. I think I will try to finish her dress and go from there. Yeah, it's just kind of nice just to take a day off, go out somewhere, do some drawing. It was a lot though to have to get my backpack, because I took my big drawing book like a weirdo. I took my giant drawing book, but then I was gonna take my even bigger drawing bag. Like, I have a backpack that's huge because it's designed for those large sketchbooks. So I was getting that packed up, so excited, and then I was suddenly thinking, what if they don't let me into the park with this? So I went online, and there are guidelines for what kind of size bag you can bring into the park. So I'm like, oh, crap. So then I had to downsize to kind of a large backpack to fit my sketchbook in and my coloring pencils and all this kind of stuff. So, yeah, but I forgot. I'm like, I'll just load up and go to Tom Sawyer's Island, forgetting that, you need to park, and then you need to walk, and then, or catch the trolley, and then you got to walk through there, and you got to go through there, and all this kind of stuff. So, because the last thing I wanted to do was to drive there, go all that way in the hot sun, and be told, sorry, your backpack's too big, you can't come in here. Even though people bring strollers, I don't know. If you can bring a giant stroller plus a baby bag and a backpack, why can't I bring my giant sketchbook bag? I don't know if I need to call ahead and be like, hey, I'm an artist, can I do this? Because, like, that would be really cool. I was going to bring my easel too, and I'm like, I probably can't bring that because it's metal or something like that. You know what's really sad though is that I brought a really simple tripod. Like, it's just literally the stick and a tiny little stand like that with 3 legs, and I got stopped at security because of it, and it's okay, I guess, because the type of metal that it is. And, which is fine. They checked everything out and all this kind of stuff. And, every time the security officer said, hey, okay, do this, raise your arm, everything, I'm like, okay, yes, sir. No, sir. I was very accommodating, right? As I should be. Why wouldn't I be? And he asked me, he said, do you work here? And I said, no, sir. He's like, oh, okay. I was like, I just coming to visit. He's like, oh, okay, you're so polite. Guys, that's terrible. Because I was so polite, he assumed that I worked there. He didn't assume that I was just another person trying to enjoy my time at the park. That is so sad. We need to step it up as a society when the workers at these places, these magical places, are flabbergasted when somebody is polite and respectful. That is not okay. That's not okay. And I understand, we get cranky when it gets hot and all this kind of stuff, but it is not okay that it's abnormal for people to be polite and respectful at parks and places. Like, that's not okay. Hey, it's Emily Kruger in the house. Happy Saturday. Good planning. Yes. Which of the 5 parks in Epic Universe are you most excited for? Dark Universe and Burke. Like How to Train Your Dragon. I'm excited for that. Yeah. I really like How to Train Your Dragon, and I do like Dracula's one of my favorite pieces of classic literature. And the movies are fun too. But they just seem to really be taking their time with doing stuff, and it's super cool. You gotta love it. There seems to be a lot of passion. This seems to be very much a passion project. I am looking also forward to Super Mario. I really want to see that. I'm curious, but I'm most excited for Dark Universe and the How to Train Your Dragon. The Harry Potter one, I haven't heard that much about it, so I don't know what to expect. I'm like, what else are we getting that we don't already have? I haven't seen anything necessarily unique or interesting yet be revealed about the park. Not that I really follow too closely. Sometimes I see news, but I don't really keep up too much with it. But holy freak, 70 people watching. Welcome. I hope you're hitting the like button. I hope you're enjoying what you are witnessing, the magic right before our eyes with Sally. Hope the camera's okay. Get busy talking and rambling. All right, and there she's got some what is it that Project Egg Roll would say? Boobage. She has some boobage. Disney dumped all the Acolyte merch after the show was canceled. I feel like that was a very strange thing to do, because you do, without hate, without satire, there are people that enjoyed the Acolyte, like legitimately enjoyed it, and that's fine. So for the fans that you do have, even if you're planning on taking the merchandise down, it does seem very drastic to take that down so quickly, and that sucks. For the people that did enjoy it and were planning to get the merchandise and stuff like that, that really sucks for them. And it just seems like a really weird, desperate move on Disney's part. And we all know they are a broken company and they're very mismanaged right now. But still, it does, like I said, it for the fans that really enjoyed the show and they weren't caught up in the drama and whatnot, that sucks. I mean, I don't want to say that I want to compare the Acolyte to Firefly, but I can imagine that for the people that really did enjoy Acolyte, that it would be the same kind of experience where it's like, holy freak, man, we only got one season. Oh, and the rest of us are still bitter about the Firefly stuff. But I'm very interested in Dark Universe. Yeah. Tommy, what's up? We are living the dream. Douchkin, what is up? They got a 17% fan rating. They probably would have lost money producing the merchandise. I'm thinking that too. Well, for my part, it was like, the merchandise that they did have, why not just sell out? I mean, I know that that's a stretch. We can all make fun of them and be like, well, they probably wouldn't. But, just sell what you have and then take it down. But it does cost money to keep listings on the websites, and they probably just couldn't afford to lose any more money. So that's probably why they had to do that. But it's just like every step that they make, it doesn't seem to be a very carefully thought out one, I work at a restaurant, says Warlock over on Kick. Lots of people's normal mode is being jerks. I know, and it's sad. We're just too much of a what's the name of the song? Is it Feeding the Ducks? I think so. It is Warlock. I just had something on in the background. I just decided randomly to go live, and so I didn't put much thought into what kind of music to have in the background, but they had t-shirts. They're cheap produced, yeah. But 17% means the show is not a good story. Yeah, it wasn't. Of course, that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to say that as far as the storyline goes, that Acolyte was similar to Firefly. I just mean like, as far as only getting one season, having fans, and then not being able to provide anything for them. Was Doug B? How are you? I'm doing great, living the dream and creating Sally from A Nightmare Before Christmas. I feel like this color on the lid is what I think her skin probably needs to look like, but when it comes out, it's this color. So I probably have to switch it over. I might just have to do her whole face in color pencil to keep it very pale. I don't know. I'm in the valley of decision here. All right, what else on Sally? It looks like this little patch here is also skin color. All right. Get that going. And then I think later on it gets like some dots and stripey things, pinstripes on it. So I want to keep it looking kind of rough. I don't want to fill in too much. But yeah. And that's the cool thing is, like, whether you're an Acolyte fan or not, when it comes to, hopefully Disney will allow their people to do that. Then they could just like do like kind of like what I do with fan made stuff and sell it, and that way then like the fans that did enjoy the show, they can get their stuff. There's gonna be an outlet for those people. Her skin is pale blue. I am trying to the other thing is too, so something that you guys might not consider if you've ever considered perhaps selling your artwork or something like that. And this literally just dawned on me the other day as I was printing out a big order for Cara Dune stickers, is that they didn't quite look right. Something was a little off. So I had to play around with the coloring, which you always have to do when it comes to your printers. But I was like, if I make them more vibrant and intense, my theory, but it's like if I make them more vibrant and intense when I color them, color correcting, I personally believe, will be easier to do when I put it on the computer so that I print them out and sell them. So something that you might want to be considered something you might want to consider if you are considering selling your artwork and everything like that. You might have to make adjustments, like be true to yourself, and obviously as artists we go with what instincts usually fuel us the most. But you want to be considerate of the printing and everything like that, because it always translates differently. So I am attempting to do things maybe a little more vibrantly than what they might be in the films and color correct it. It's better, I think, to lower or desaturate the colors as necessary than it is to enhance them. But oh, thank you, DL. That's right. I did do some work for him. It was amazing. It was a wonderful experience to grow again in my chibi creation, and I really loved how it turned out. All right, and then maybe make this put some darkness over here that will blend out, not too much. Oops. Here we go. Just soften. Got to really saturate the paper so it kind of bleeds. I'm using also a Hoo-Hoo. Besides a Hoo-Hoo markers, I'm using a Hoo-Hoo sketch pad. One of the best coloring pads I've ever had. This paper's so smooth, like it's just smooth, flawless. And it most of the time will catch the bleed. But obviously, if you saturate it, which you're supposed to do when it comes to alcohol markers, what's great is that every sketchbook, even my big one, they all come with these inserts. I'm not sure what it is, like silicone or something like that. Inserts that you put in between the pages so that they don't, because you can see that's a lot of red coming through. And this way, your art on the other side or your fresh paper on the other side, won't have residue on it. Highly recommend. There we go. Yeah, she's looking fine. She's looking cute. There we go. There we go. And then, nope, that's not what I want. What am I thinking? What am I thinking? Just gently. Okay. I think that's all she has on her dress that's visible in this particular color. So what's next? It's like a mauve color, maybe. Do I have mauve? What is this? Pastel pink. We could maybe do that. Ooh, that's not pastel. Dude, back in my day, we called that neon. That is not pastel. Okay. Whoops, sorry. What about fruit pink? Let's give that a try. That's peach. I guess it's technically a fruit. I might have to. So, and then I've got my box of Copic. And then I've got my other box of Copics, so you can see that artists need quite a few markers. Switching over to my favorites though. What is this one? This is Pink Rose. I'll be the decider of that. Much better. And here, let me just show you the difference if you're curious. So this is the Copics. These are the Ohuhus. Both fantastic markers, but you'll notice the difference. This one is longer and more narrow. This one is short and kind of stubby. Also, the secret of the Copics is that the nib here, see how flexible and tiny that is? But it has this magical ability to be stiff and delicate at the same time. Whereas this, it kind of goes a slightly bit blunt at the top. So it doesn't have a nice fine tip. And it's really essential. Oh, that's a keeper right there. That's a keeper. Let's see. Okay, so in her dress here, what is that? That's black. So this is the pink with the stripes. So we're gonna just layer this as our highlighting color. I like this. This is coming together a lot better than I thought. And thank you everybody for hanging out with me on this Saturday. I know you don't have to. You could be out doing whatever and you're here hanging with Mr. Carter. No, but you're hanging out with me and I appreciate that. I appreciate that very muchly. And thank you for all the supporters over on Kick and over there on Twitch and over on Twix, i.e. Twitter X. Still not really happy with that name, and when it throws me off when I'm on a podcast, they're like, you can follow me over on X, and I'm like, what are you doing? Stop that nonsense. I'm gonna throw a chair at a Rudai next time. Stop that. That's ridiculous. Stop that. But no, I mean, it's what it's called now. It just, I don't know, when it's been decades known as one name, that would be like Paramount switching over to something else and just calling themselves B+. What? Yeah. Just pick a random letter of the alphabet and thank you, Warlock. Hanging out with Tabitha is top tier entertainment. I don't know. I try. I might just enhance this particular color with coloring pencils. I kind of like the way that looks. And then this part's like black, it looks like. I don't think I should do just black. I think we should do gray. I think we should do cool gray number 7. Maybe. That's a little darker than I thought it would be. Maybe we won't do that one. I have green gray. Let's see what green gray looks like. That one's, okay. I think that's the one we should do. We should start this one off with our highlight color. She's wearing her little Dolly Parton coat of many colors. There we go. I kind of want it to look a little uneven in the blend too. Normally I'm all about the blend. Americus, what's up? You know this is really relaxing to watch after you get back from the gun range. Oh, nice. Yeah, nice. I still call it Twitter. I refuse to call it X. I'm setting up my oil painting, just enjoying listening, watching. Absolutely. You know, I do that like when I create artwork. A lot of times I will listen to music or an audiobook, or I'll have a art stream or a YouTuber's art channel on in the background. It's kind of like I like to, it's almost, I don't know, our brains are a little bit foggy, a little funny, you know. I like to like learn while I paint or draw. So it's like relaxing but stimulating at the same time. I don't know. I'm very much a multitasker. I like being able to learn. We only have so much time on this earth, as we constantly get reminded. And I feel like I don't know, anybody out there, you just feel like you're so far behind on what you could be as an individual. And it's not a very gratifying place to be. But then it's like, okay, I was listening to this podcast the other day. They're called the Cimarelli Podcast. It's not for everybody because it's a bunch of sisters. There's 6 sisters. And, you know, when you got a bunch of sisters hanging out together, they just kind of talk over each other. But it's a good time. And they've been famous since they were teenagers, and they're all adult ladies now, and they are YouTube singers. They actually used to work for a company in California, and they decided to leave mainstream music companies because they started asking the girls to do things that they were not comfortable with, the way they dressed, the songs that they performed, like the lyrics and the style. They wanted to limit what they could do. They were like, oh, this is what's in. And they're like, well, we're not really being true to ourselves. Well, yeah, I say 6 sisters, Americus, but there's actually 11 or 12 siblings all together. But the sisters are the ones that created a group called Cimarelli. It's their last name. And so on top of having some really fun pop, you know, and nice pop music, they also have that they create now. To finish that story, so they left that, moved to Tennessee, and now they just create. They have millions of subscribers, millions of viewers, and they've been on the internet for 15 years. And they also have their own podcast about life and what was like growing up in the media, how to deal with a lot of the female aspects of things where, you know, body image issues, what it's like being famous as a young teenage girl, being married and having children, as far as like, what's it like having to raise your children? How do you raise your children differently, and all this kind of different stuff. And anyway, there was one episode where one of the sisters, her name is Amy. She's always in a crisis, what they say. And she's talking about, I don't remember exactly something specific, but one of the other sisters named Lisa, she was like, if it bothers you that you get nervous about a topic that you're not well informed of or about, and it bothers you in a certain company if people are going to talk to you about this topic, she's like, this is a you problem that you can fix. She's like, and like they call each other out. She's like, I'm just saying, if this is something that makes you uncomfortable and something that is within your control, then you're the one responsible for not being better at it. And that hit me like a ton of bricks, because there is a lot of things where I'm just like, I don't know enough about this. And I'll just be real with you guys, like politics is one. I know a lot about a little bit, right? Or a little bit about a lot, depends on what the subject is. And I feel so lost compared to a lot of people, because I don't spend my days staring at politics, and I don't study our constitution religiously. I know a lot of the bare basics of what is very important in being an American, and I have a lot of strong personal beliefs about things. But there are a lot of stuff where it's like, okay, I don't actually know what the problem with this candidate is. I might not like them, and I may have heard that they have done this in the past. I have not done my own research because I don't have a lot of time to dedicate myself to artwork, because it's a full-time job for me, and other things that I do. So I'm studying artwork. I'm practicing artwork. I am creating artwork. I have to do my own marketing. I have to do my own research. I have to do my own production. And then there's, with the YouTube channel, and then with TikTok and Twitter and Instagram. I have my own Patreon I have to take care of. And then trying to keep tabs on what is happening locally in my community as far as politics go, because it's more important to pay attention to local politics than it is presidential, because those are the people, the president just doesn't work by his or herself, right? The president position, they're not just allowed to do anything they want to. People overseas get that often misunderstood. It's like you have to go through Congress, and you can't, there's the Supreme Court and everything. You can't just be out here doing whatever you want to as president. Right? It's not how it works. But I still don't know enough about the judicial branch, the executive branch. I don't know enough. I feel like, exactly like you were saying over here, is that political theory is complex. And I feel like I'm falling so far behind on different things in life, even when it comes to my Bible reading and my Bible study. I'm so far behind on where and my art and everything. I feel like I'm so far behind of where I could be. And so when I heard that in the podcast, like if it's within your range, then it's like, do something about it. So there are times where I will listen to my Bible, or I will listen to a religious podcast while I draw. Like I said, I listen to audiobooks, but I've gotten to the age, guys. I've gotten to the age where I've come into myself where I'm like, okay, it's okay to listen to nonfiction. So I'm actually, where's my phone? I'm listening. Exactly. You got that. Deconstruct. God first breath. What's this? I heard about this audiobook, and it's called, there it is. No, I don't want to listen to it, but here we go. How to Do Things You Hate. And it's ironic that listening to this audiobook, it's intriguing, because I'm not really a big fan of listening to nonfiction. I like to relax, and I was trying to explain that earlier. Let's see, she's got black and something socks, but it's talking about laziness and the different forms of laziness. I'm only on chapter 1, and it's already a hard hitter, but how I didn't really realize that there were different forms of laziness that stem usually from something bigger. There is just straight up laziness, right? Where it's like, okay, you are just taking the privilege of time and wasting it. But then there are other things where we might procrastinate and be considered lazy because of the procrastination. But if you dig a little deeper, it's like, but why? And a lot of people I relate to with this as being an artist, it's like, well, I don't want to take the step to do this because I'm afraid. Right? Which is funny, because I'm actually in a book group right now where we're reading Joyce Myers's Do It Afraid. And however you might feel about her, regardless, the book is fantastic, where it's uncovering the fact that fear is such a dictator in our life in so many different ways. Fear keeps us from trusting God. Fear keeps us from trusting other people. Fear keeps us from trying new things. I have a hard time putting myself out there because I'm afraid of what people will think, or I'm afraid that I might fail. And they were saying in the book, How to Do Things That You Hate, that is one of the reasons why people are lazy, because they're afraid, not really of doing the work, they're afraid of what the potential outcome might be in the negative. And so it's really fascinating. So like I said, going back to the initial part of the conversation, it's like, I'm sitting here drawing. I have the time to have my ears open. I can do something about learning about politics. I actually just saw today that former President Trump said his wife released her book. Unfortunately, it's not on audio yet, but I'm like, okay, I would like to know more about her life. I find that fascinating. I've actually wanted to get Oprah's book for a while, and I just never have. You can say whatever you want about either women, but the fact that like both of them come from harsh upbringings and became the women that they are today, as far as successful and determined, I find that very admirable about any person from either side of the spectrum that has achieved so much in different ways. And I like to know where people come from. From what I understand, that Oprah had a really rough life. And it's like, well, how did Oprah get from here to here? How did Melania Trump from Slovenia get from there to here? You know, I can sit down and listen to that. I can know more about the background of people. I can listen to maybe some D-Day Cobra podcasts about politics. You know, I have that in my power, and I just haven't spent that time. I need to grow up. I need to grow up and stop listening to audiobooks so much and change. I don't have to stop all the time. I love my audiobooks. I will, but I'm like, okay, I have time to learn. Let me learn here and stop being so willfully ignorant when I could be learning something. It's a lot of rant. Sorry, you guys came here for Tabitha. So I can sum up that book succinctly. Don't be a wuss. What, for Oprah's or Melania's? Because I would think that would go hand in hand for both of them. Don't be a wuss. But, you know, a lot of times we'll make things so simple, like, just don't be this. Well, but how do you not be? There's sometimes it's a little bit deeper than that. But I get what you're saying, Americus, a lot of times. The other one you were talking about, the one about fear. Oh, well, that's sort of, the book's called Do It Afraid. And because of a lot of times we have this misunderstanding that if we're afraid, that automatically means that something is bad and we need to abstain from it. And there is an inherent like fear, like a respect for life, a respect for other people. Like you don't do things that put you in a dangerous position logically, right? So yeah, that makes sense. Like we don't put ourselves in the middle of traffic. That would be stupid because we are afraid we will get hit by a truck. But taking a trip by yourself somewhere that's in a safe place and you've done all the things you know you need to do to keep yourself safe, but you're afraid to go. You should do it afraid. There's nothing wrong with taking a trip by yourself somewhere. I have a hard time with that, and I have to do it afraid. It gets me out of my comfort zone, and I have to teach myself how to do it. It's not a natural thing for me. Tattoo in Wonderland 1 says, I was that way with politics a few years ago. I would listen to stuff as I cleaned, driving, or anything. Now I'm in a place where I feel well informed. Yes, I don't want to study politics my whole life, but I do want to be informed and feel confident in the knowledge that I have. That I know why I believe what I believe, rather than being like, well, my dad taught me, or I grew up this way, America says, I'm afraid of heights, but I fly when I need to get somewhere. Exactly. I have a crippling fear of heights, but that has kept me from doing certain things, like crossing certain stone bridges over, gaps in the mountain and stuff. And I want to do it. I want to see the view, but I'm telling you, that fear just takes over and I'll have panic attacks, and I haven't quite learned yet how to. I'll start getting the cold sweats, and like I'll get so afraid that I might cry, and I have yet to figure out how to. I don't want to say conquer that. I don't know that I'll ever conquer it, but like I'm not as afraid of flying as I used to be. I figured out that if I listen to music, pretty loud and obnoxious music, it takes my mind off of it and puts me in a different headspace. So much so that the last time that I flew, my music wasn't working, and we took off, and I started to panic that I was going to be uncomfortable in this journey of flight But it was actually okay because I had taken a flight before that, not too long ago, or before that rather, and I was fine. I'm like, it's just in your head. It's just in your head. And so I'm much better about that. So I haven't quite figured out how to do that with like natural bridges or anything like that. America says the first time I flew, I went to London. Getting smashed in the overnight transatlantic flight helped. Jacob Ironside, what's up? Hello. We are out here making Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas. I hope I'm doing her justice, chat. For those that enjoy that film, I hope that she looks good. She looks okay. Like I said, it's the first layer, but we just out here chatting about life. And she looks pretty cute in my opinion. But yeah, I so that's the other thing too. Part of that book on how to do the things that you hate, they're like, don't be hard on yourself necessarily. Like if you're being lazy because of a deeper issue, don't be so hard on yourself that keeps you from seeking progress, right? Because there's sometimes where we tell ourselves like, I'm just so stupid, I'll never learn. And we get into this pit of despair, like we must succumb to laziness or procrastination because we don't think highly enough of ourselves, when literally all we have to do is just take the one step to learn, you know? And we have it at our doorstep with the internet and everything. It's all right there. And so I want to grow up, and I want to know more and about the things that are important to me, the things that I'm curious about. I mean, that was the thing too. Like I'm still am, but I used to be a lot more interested in history than I am, like world history, than I am right now. And I knew a lot. I knew a lot about different cultures. That's my favorite thing to study, is ancient cultures. And I made myself read. I say I made myself, but I really enjoyed it. I watched the Discovery Channel, and I read books, and I got the magazines, and I was well informed. I felt amazing. And then I stopped and kind of forgot everything. Or at least I forgot a lot. But it is within our power. We are more powerful in determining our destiny, if you will, of what we could be, more than we really think that we are. So I mean, I tell this story often and a lot about how I have struggles, like a lot of artists. I have struggles with math. It's just, I am not gifted in understanding numbers the way that some people are. The numbers, I have what's called dyscalculia. It's basically dyslexia, but with numbers. A lot of times when I read numbers, they move, like my mind tricks me. And and if you tell me more than one way to solve a math problem, I will get confused. I don't care if it's the most difficult way to get to the answer. I can only take the one avenue. My dad used to help me with stuff. He's like, well, you could do it this way, or you could do it this way. And because my brain has a really hard time retaining numerical information, I would just zone out. I felt overwhelmed. I couldn't do it. And some people would get frustrated with me because they just couldn't, because it wasn't their struggle. They didn't understand, and it wasn't a common struggle, that they couldn't understand why I was struggling. And that went on for my whole childhood. And then I dropped out of school because I thought that I was stupid because I couldn't do math like the other kids. And I'm like, I'll just become it's so funny. I'll just become an artist because I don't have to do math. Lies. All falsehoods. You might not have to do algebraic equations, but you do have to do math when it comes to taxes, when it comes to measuring faces and all this stuff. You do have to do numbers. But, yeah, like I said, I dropped out of school, and then it was something that haunted me all the time. I was so embarrassed because I loved to learn. I loved school, but math was my demon in the closet. And one day when I was in college, I went to college. I actually got into college somehow. I trust the system. And I was taking all my other classes and whatnot, and I'm like, I need to take a math class. I'm going to take the math classes that I need to complete high school. And I was so nervous because I knew I was bad at math. I knew I could never succeed. I knew I was going to be bad at it, and I was going to get made fun of, and I was going to struggle, and that the teachers were going to look at me weird and all this kind of stuff, because I'm very much a teacher's pet as well. I like to succeed in academic work. I gave it my all, guys, and I did it anyway. And I had to not be afraid to ask questions and whatnot. And the day before my final test for that class, I studied for 8 hours straight. When they talk about blood, sweat, and tears, that's not even, I was sweating, I was crying, and I don't know if I bled. I did break a lot of pencils. I have this weird thing that when I get really stressed in an anxious way because I'm fighting against something that I can't understand. This typically only happens in math. I have a habit of breaking pencils because I'm so angry I want to hurt something. So I break a lot of pencils. So the pencils were bleeding. But long story short, much to my chagrin and that demon that haunted me, I got an A+, a 100% satisfaction on my test, my final test. I didn't even need to use the calculator because how my teacher had it probably dumbed it down for all the rest of us. Half of the test was done with no calculator, and if we did well on that, we would flip it over and she would allow us to use the calculator on the other side. I was like, no, I'm going to utilize what I learned. I'm going to put it to the test. Literally, I'm going to put it to the test. I'm not going to use a calculator. And I got 100% on that. And it took, when I handed it to her, and so the sad part was, she was like, you using calculator? Oh, I handed her my paper to check it. She was very sweet, probably because it was a bunch of us adults that just didn't finish, math or whatever. She would actually grade the first half of the paper for us and let us know if we did okay and what we needed to fix. She'd only give us one chance. And I finished the whole paper front and back, came back to pass it to her. And I was like, I did it without the calculator. She's like, well, you can do it. I'm like, no. She's like, well, just go ahead and check. And I didn't do that. And I just handed it to her. And 100%. And it was everything in my body not to just shake and burst into tears when she wrote A+, 100%, and circled it with her marker. I was so happy, and I was so overwhelmed, and I was so shocked. And I took that paper out to my car. I was fighting back tears as I was going in the hallways. I was 27, by the way. And I was fighting back tears in the hallway as I'm passing people, trying to smile. And I sat in my car. I took a picture of the paper, me holding up the paper, and I sent it to my mom. And I'm like, I made 100% A+, perfect score on my math test. And my mom was crying. We were all just crying because we all knew what a struggle it was for me. And all of that to be said. Now, I'll be honest with you, I don't remember a single thing I learned. Well, that's not true. I remember integers. That's the only thing I remember was integers. And sometimes I still get that confused because I'm like, who is using this on the regular? But I say that to say that if you do make yourself do it because you have a reason, a determination, you stay in your ignorance because you want to. So there's, Tabitha's lesson for the day. Let's finish this, shall we? We're just gonna... But, that's my story. 27-year-old bawling her eyes out because she took a math test and she succeeded in that. It's one of my greatest accomplishments in life, and nobody will ever take that away from me. Not a single person. Devil can't take that from me. No one can. I did it. I paid for that class. I studied for that class. I did it. When I was in 4th grade as Americans, I couldn't memorize the multiplication tables. My school thought I was special, so they had me take special ed. Never mind, I was reading National Geographic and was able to understand what I was reading. Yeah, and that's what's really cool about homeschool is that you can tailor it, especially nowadays. It was a little different when I was growing up. Wasn't as many options available, but I know parents that have 2 different curriculums for 2 different kids because one learns better this way, one learns better the other way. They're both learning the same thing, but just in a different style. And so that's why they say a lot of times homeschool kids are a lot more intelligent simply because parents have more one-on-one time with the child, so that they can meet their needs individually. Here we go, a nice crispy shiny ribbon for our gal here. There's that, and then I need a nice dark red. Holy crap, 101 people and watching? Why? We're talking about math. I mean, sort of. We're talking about the struggle, my personal struggle, but we were still talking. My gosh, it's like I never took a day of it. Oh my gosh. I've been living in the South too long, I'm sorry. We was gangs. Sorry, I don't know where that comes from. Here we go. Oh, look at that. It's so cute. Now, this is going to be the hard part because, not holly. Mistletoe kind of has these little white, tiny white things, but I might have to somehow make them off-white, or I'm going to have to include them digitally when I refine this, well, there goes my train of thought. I'm going to have to refine this digitally when I decide to turn it into sticker form. If anybody will be interested in that, I'm going to mark them out with a peach color just so that way I can find them. Oops, that's not where that goes. Okay. I haven't done Sally yet. Should I do... What time is it? I'm nervous. Nervous drinking. Gosh, it's already been 1:45. My word, what are you guys doing here? It's gonna take me a while. I think. What is Sally's eyes? Oh, she doesn't really have eyelids. Oh, she does. Okay, they're like sunk in, kind of like Jack's. So they have like a similar structure, which makes sense. This is. Let's see, is that her color? It is. Look at that. Okay, so I guess we're gonna go for it. We're just gonna go for it. We're gonna first put down the color that will sink in, because that way when we go over it again, it'll get even darker. Thank you so much for hanging out. That makes my day. Like, you guys have been a really awesome audience, a really great chat, amazing supporters, and I love to hear from you because it, hear your different stories and the similarities that we all kind of have. That just shows that, while God made us all uniquely different, a lot of our life experiences are still the same. Sally has some cranberry lips, but she's got this smile that's been unfortunately cut into her face that the Joker would be proud of. Let's see, anything else well, I guess we'll do her neck because that will be darker too. So we'll go over it again. I know some people have made fun of my chibis, like my Luffy my Monkey D. Luffy one from One Piece, and they're like, "That dude's head is bigger than my dreams." Like, well, dream bigger. Like, they're caricatures. Come on, they're like little Cupid dolls. Or did anybody grow up with Precious Moment dolls? Like, so funny. Bigger than my dreams. Oh, I'm excited. Look at this. Coming together. I thought it'd be really fun in the future to do Lord of the Rings chibis. I'd love to do like a little Legolas and Gimli chibi. It'd be so cute. I will have to go in a little bit just because I'm going to need to finish. I have to tidy up just a wee bit left of the video that I'm releasing tomorrow with my art challenges, with the YouTubers that are telling me, if you're new around here, the YouTubers that are telling me what I need to either draw, paint, or color and marker. And if you haven't seen the first episode, you're going to want to. It's pretty cool. And then I'm releasing the second episode tomorrow. It's going to be great. It's going to be featuring, I won't give her name away, but it's going to be featuring a voice actress, a voice actress. So, Sir Lance El Helado, is I'm pronouncing that correctly? My niece would love this. Aw. Well, I'm probably gonna have them available as stickers in the Etsy shop whenever I get them done. Between her and then I'm gonna refine Jack. I'm going to make him a little extra special. That this is just like the first, like I've explained, these are just the first layerings. Jack was kind of hard because Jack doesn't have any color. You know, he's black, white, and gray. So, you know, how do you make that a little more enhanced? But I happened to find a picture over in my reference guide that gave me some ideas. And I'm like, okay, I can do that with coloring pencil. Let me revisit Sir Jack Skellington. Maybe your niece would love a sticker. Stickers are, I have them all over my iPad. I've got them on the back of my phone. All right. I have to be very careful here because I don't want to resaturate the red and drag it into the blue. So that's what's, again, really great about these Copic markers with the fine tip. So we got that. Clean that off. Okay, and coming around the mountain over here. Woo. Oh, it's a pretty color. Yeah, there's a big fan base for Nightmare Before Christmas. It's been a while since that's been out. What year did that come out? Nightmare Before Christmas. I was kind of a youngin' when that came out. Gosh, I saw yesterday, guys. Do you know that it's been 21 years since Pirates of the Caribbean first came out? Ugh, right in the feels. I feel like I've got one foot in the grave and the other foot on the banana peel whenever I hear this kind of information. I'm not old, but, you know, still. Like I always say, when you're able to say, 20 years ago, I remember. 20 years ago, I remember when Pirates of the Caribbean was all the rage. I remember when Twilight was all the rage. I remember when High School Musical was all the rage. Like I've seen it. I've had my era. Hannah Montana. I saw that Miley Cyrus got some kind of award, like she became a Disney legend or something like that because of because of Hannah Montana and how popular it was and impactful. And I will say, I loved Hannah Montana too. Well, I mean, I didn't watch it for Miley Cyrus though. I watched it for the dad and for Lily. I thought they were funny. 1993. Oh, okay. I was a wee lass. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it wasn't my era. Nightmare Before Christmas. Okay. She looks a little choppy. Don't worry. That's gonna. It works itself out. Don't worry. She'll be pretty again. The way that little stitched up dolls, little voodoo dolls are. In my mind, I think I'll forever be 28. DL. In my mind. Forever 28. Not forever 21. I don't want to be 21 ever again. I'll be forever 28. You were old enough. 93. I was. Funny Americus. But guys, it's like we still talk about Pirates of the Caribbean to this day, and like the fact that it was 20 years ago. That's when you say it was just 2 decades ago, guys. 2 decades ago. What is happening to the world? Why is it getting older? Why is it changing? Oh no. Uh-oh. Some of that red bled a little bit here, but again, I can cover that up. It's like when you see the memes in the reels, like them on Instagram, forever young. I wanna be forever young. Whenever there's like a new 2000 and something. Just breathe. Like, weren't we supposed to have like flying cars and actual hoverboards by now, according to Back to the Future? Like, still waiting for my actual hoverboard, not that monstrosity that basically that electric sideways skateboard. That wasn't a hoverboard. They tried to fool us with that. Like, oh, we're releasing hoverboards. We know better. We know better. Mm-hmm. Okay. I like how this is going. I think that I need to go back to the arms a little bit here. Because she is supposed to be pale blue. I mean, the movie Master and Commander with Russell Crowe came out that year, but Pirates really stole all the win. I really love Master and Commander. That to me is like one of those excellent go-to movies. Like, it's a great movie to watch with family. It's a great movie to watch on a rainy day. Like, it's an everything kind of enjoyable movie. And yeah, I love that movie. Like Pirates in the Caribbean is a great movie. I have to be in the mood for it because it's great. Like, I want to watch it, Whereas Master and Commander, it's like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You could just watch it, rain or shine, in the mood or not. So it's all good. Okay. Did I keep? I'm scared. See if we can blend this just a little bit more. I know I still have to do her other arm and then her legs. Hey, it's the rookie critic, Chris Moeen. Wow, sounds like a really weird name. It's 2024, and all I got is this dang Cybertruck that looks like it's still rendering in real life. It's such a trippy experience when you see the Cybertruck out in real life, because I feel like it's eventually going to, like, all of the pixels are going to catch up. Thank you. Yeah, definitely. Some movies you just got to be in the mood for. All right, let me let this settle a little bit, and then we're gonna really hydrate this piece of the paper. Saturate it. There we go. Saturation right now. On send. Do you know what's the hardest thing that I wish I could do when it comes to chibis and drawing? Animals. I cannot do them. I mean, the fact that I did Caesar from Planet of the Apes was a shock to me as much as my 100% on my math test, TBH. I gave it a try and it just happened like magic because it never happens. I cannot make animal chibis. Like the other ones that you saw in here, like that goat that I never finished. I got it off the internet. Like that's not an original idea. It's not an original Tabitha. Okay, I will confess. I will admit it. I can't. I wanted so badly to do a chibi of King Kong and Godzilla. I couldn't figure it out, which is what led me into doing Caesar. I just kind of kept practicing. So it's a lot of work. I'm not saying I can't do it because like I could never do it. It's more of like right now with the learning, the knowledge that I have and the ability and the skill that I have right now, I can't do them. I have to study it and practice, but it doesn't come as easy to me as the humans do to create the cute animals, and so I have to really practice and study. Well, hello, Anna Sint. Is that how you say this? So thank you. Can I see some of your completed chibis? Sure. I've got some here that are in sticker format that I sell in my Etsy shop. I've got Ahsoka. They don't come with this card, by the way. These are basically like my business cards. Like this one is my Buggy the Clown business card that it's very small, but when I sell them, they're significantly bigger. And, but yeah, so I've got Sally. I haven't finished the evil. Let me see. Let me raise me up. Okay. We've got the Evil Queen. And I want to do a Snow White one. There's my Iron Man. Well, my Iron Doctor Doom, you know. And then we've got our Beetlejuice, which he'll be coming to the shop here soon as well. Him and Lydia. Some of these are for my art parties. Oh, here's Hail Caesar. The sticker that I have of him is super cute because it's a little more saturated. But, let's see. That's not my, you know. Oh, here's Buggy. There's Buggy the Clown. Very proud of him. From here up, like that's my favorite part. Turned out so well. And then these are for my art parties. So we have only an hour or two to finish. There's my Cara Dune one. My warrior. Got my genies. You guys remember my genies? There's this is the goat here that I never finished. I don't know if you can really see it, but he's not originally mine. Little bear. That was also from the art party. There's Jack. I did a tutorial on how to do eyes. If you guys are interested in that. Oh, and then I finished Chucky last night. I think it was last night before last. His eye got a little wonky. Don't worry, I'm gonna fix that. This is still the first layer too. I haven't put coloring pencils to him either. So I figured what I'm going to do is a bunch of different chibis that are just the first layer of color. And then I can sit and listen to my audiobooks and do the second layer of color. So I was thinking about making him into a sticker as well. I know a lot of people really like Chucky and whatnot. Oh, and then of course I've got Zero from One Piece. He's in the shop. And then there's Luffy the monkey. I was so proud of his curls. So proud of the curls. That was just... Oh, I did do a Trump one. That was a while ago. I gave it a shot. He's kind of grumpy, but he's really cute. There's my Lara Croft. I'd like to revisit Admiral Thrawn. I like where I was going with it, but it's not as good as I think it could be. When Ahsoka came out, so you can see here, where'd she go? Where'd my sticker go? So you can see I added the lightsabers later on just because I thought it would have a better effect and translate better if I did digital lightsabers than trying to draw them. It was the same thing that I did with Darth Maul. I don't think originally he didn't have the lightsabers. And then I did Marta. Shout out to Brazil. Vamos a Brazil. Love me some Marta. And then this was from one of the art parties. We had to do a Goblin King which is why he has all the jewelry. A goblin king with a pharaoh's beard and curly hair. And I think he's supposed to look scared or something like that. And then I have Barbie. And that's all that I have. And then, well, she's not really sort of a chibi. Did you guys ever see The Guild with Felicia Day and Will Wheaton? If I wanted a Fortnite skin, I want Codex from The Guild. So, and then there's Fernando, our parrot dragon. Some of you already saw him. But yeah. There's Sally. Hello, Alan Miguel. This is really good stuff. One of my nieces would love to learn how to draw these. Any tips on how you would get started drawing chibis? Actually, on my channel, I do have some beginner tutorials. I think I have a playlist. Let me have a look. Let me see if I can put that. Do they have links for playlists, right? Have a look. Did I not make a playlist for drawing tutorials? Scandalous. Well, that sucks, Tabitha. You need to get on that. What's wrong with you? What is wrong with you? All right, let me see. I have basic action poses. Oh, okay. Well, I have one. It's kind of let's see here. My chibi art process, improving your drawing. Oh, okay. Here we go. I have one right here, sir. And put it in the chat. Chibi basics. And if you want to check out that video, and then I will do my best to make a playlist for my tutorials for chibis, but you can check out some of my videos. I have tutorials for making chibi eyes and chibi snowmen, action poses, how to do the hair, different things that I've learned because I am self-taught. And so I'm learning along with you guys, and I'm just sharing what I've learned. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah, the curls, some of my proudest moments there is the curls. Curls are not easy. Some people disagree with me on that, and that's fine because everybody has a different perception and grasp of things. It's not for me. Curls, I would like to, it's another area where I'd like to get better at it. Here we go. Do you ever do the official artist hairstyle, the hair bun with a paintbrush or pencil in it? Always thought it looked cute, artsy. Well, I mean, I've got my hair in a messy bun. Does that count? Are you talking about me or my character? Oh, in real life. Yeah. I don't put pencils in my hair. I don't need to because I have a hair tie. I never put them behind my ear. I usually just have everything sprawled on my desk. You can probably see I've got like my pencils are over here. I've got buckets and boxes of markers. Like, I don't need to put anything in my hair because I just have it in my desk. Yeah, I do typically rock the messy bun. Okay, let's get Sally's legs done here. They're looking paler than they need to be. So we're getting down to it. But yeah, visit the Etsy shop if you don't mind. I'm just doing some self-plug because, artists be hungry. But feed the artist over at the Etsy shop. Buy my stuff and I will get it mailed to you post-haste. They make fun little things to... America says hosted with 9 viewers. Hello, people of the internet. Welcome to my part of the internet. We're finishing up Sally here. Well, hopefully. I said that a while ago, didn't I? And, but yeah, they make fun little... A lot of people like to put these kinds of things on their laptops, on their notebooks, back to school, on their cell phones, things like that. It's a great way to support small business. And plus, it's just freaking fun. So, who doesn't like freaking fun? Hopefully, I try to do a lot of pop culture stuff. I'll be putting more things on the Etsy shop, although in the future, I might switch platforms. Since Etsy's being a little bit of a butthead to creatives, but what are you gonna do? Times change and you just gotta roll with the times. Wow, her legs came out a lot better than I thought. Oh, yeah. Now, it hurts. Like when my hair's tight like this and then I stick a pencil and I stick a pencil in it, like sometimes it gets caught or it falls all the way through, and then it's like, I'm good. Maybe I should. Maybe it should be a look that I do, but I don't have time for that. Too busy doing stuff to look cute. That's my problem. I'm too busy being productive to look cute. So this is Tabitha. This is who you get. This is me. Sorry. It's the way that God made me and the way that I've developed. So I'm sorry. I be who I am. So, okay. Sally's eyes are just kind of white, and then she's got, I like to save the black for the last, because if you color in the black, I mean, I know I did that in the hair, but I mean as far as like, especially in the face, the eyes, the eyelashes and stuff like that. If, oh, American Ninja, I'm sorry. I saw like the A, and then I saw your name, Americus, and I was like, and my brain just, I do have a touch of the dyslexia. I rearranged the letters. I was in my mind, it was Americus was streaming while he was watching me. Dang, I appreciate it. And that makes no sense. Thank you. I am far from perfect DL, but thank you. As we've just witnessed, I can't read successfully while streaming. But okay, so I'm gonna save the black for last. The reason why is because if you start viewing your other colors and you're gonna go around it. By the way, thank you everybody over on Kick for hanging around with me, and on YouTube and Twitter and Twitch. But the black can bleed out very easily. You can reignite the pigment, and it will bleed out. And you can't recover from that. So, sometimes I forget, and I just go, because I get so excited, and I just do it anyway, and then I instantly regret it. Should I change my name color to red? I'm just embarrassed. Okay, so I'm going to hide this black so I don't get, Oh, okay, so this is supposed to be Sally from A Nightmare Before Christmas. It'll probably be a completed look once her eyes are done. But let's look for the perfect, every woman's looking for the perfect lipstick. Let's go for tomato. Let's see what tomato looks like, even though we're looking for cranberry. That's pretty good. But then we also have wine red, which might be better. Yep. As better. Okay, but I need a paler version of this first. So that's my process. I don't know how other artists necessarily do it. What I like to do is find a brighter version, at least close as possible, because I don't have the entire selection of Copic and Ahuhu markers. I like to have usually 3 colors for each one, but sometimes I'll settle for 2. Basically the lighter version of something and then the much darker version, and with alcoholic markers you can blend them together to make your third option. So basically you're having your highlights and your shadows, and if you're limited you can use those to create your midtones, which is what helps to make things look a little bit more 3D, a little bit more realistic. Now obviously I'm doing a caricature, she's a cartoon, so things are going to be a little bit off, but like for her hair, I used 4 colors, because in the back here, I used black, but this is 3 colors. And so you have this color here, which is our highlight. This color here is what I would like to call the midtone, even though it's dark. And then you have the darker version, which is our shadows. This is what makes it look so glossy. Oh, no, don't worry about it. Oh, thank you so much for being around. We have appreciated you in the chat. Thank you so much. Round of applause for these constructs. I think it's sacrilegious. I haven't seen that movie. I just watched it for the first time in my life fully last night, or last year, so don't worry. To each their own. I don't think it's not my movie. It's creative, but it's not my movie. So anyway, I like to start out with the brighter colors, so then I can darken. I like to go, I think it's easier to recover if it's brighter and dark. Once it goes dark, like unless it's paint, like acrylic, it's really, really hard. Thank you, Conroy. I hope to make enough money one day on my streams to buy new markers, because they are dying, they do die. And I appreciate the subscribers who sent me new markers. You guys are amazing. Because I know that I know they're not the cheapest thing, and that's why we use them and beat them to a bloody pulp. Like they're like on their last leg, and we're still using them. And you guys remember G12? Remember when G12 died on us on stream? Forever in our hearts. May G12 rest in peace. I since then have gotten a new G12, but G12 died in the line of battle. So here we go. Let's put some shine on these lips here. So then I'll leave a little bit of blank space, potential blank space here. I might get rid of it later, but I'll leave some potential blank space like this to have the shine. So she already looks like she has nice glossy lips. It's not dark enough, but we have ourselves a nice little foundation there. It doesn't look like it would be for me. I'm not a big fan of the work that goes behind. Yeah, okay, so stop motion. I am amazed. G12 was the green color. Let's see, where are you, G12? Reveal yourself. Let's see, G20, G09, G5, G12. Where are you at? Uh-oh. He might be hiding. He might be hiding in my drawer. Sometimes they fall out. He might be hiding in my drawer and doesn't want to be seen. He's shy. Let's BG. Don't seem to have it. I have G11. So this is similar to what G12 looked like. Forever in our hearts. Okay. So that's also a little secret, guys. Like if you want shine, like a serious shine, I did that with Ryuk on my Death Note one. Just leave a little space that's just white. You know, don't leave like a perfect circle necessarily. You can make little scratchy marks like that, and it will automatically give shine. Just negative space, you know. But well, yeah, there are different ways in the description box, Terra Crystal, to support the channel, whether you want to do the PayPal or you want to send the, you know, you can go over the Kick side, all that kind of stuff. Question, me not being an artist. I did kind of forget to put that in my chat, didn't I? Me not being an artist, it doesn't drive you crazy to not sort your pens by color. So it's funny that you say that. Hang on, let me look at something here. Oh, so sorry. It's funny that you say that because for me, sometimes I do go back in and organize. These are the pens that I predominantly, or excuse me, the markers. These are the markers that I predominantly use, right? And so I kind of know where everything is. So for me, this is kind of organized because it's mainly greens and mainly blues. And like, so over here in this one, I want to get the bigger set. This is like a Copic box. It has, if I can do this without everything falling out, it has dividers in it. I want to get the bigger one because I have to share my Copics with this. But over here, these are colors that I don't necessarily use all the time, except for the browns, but I keep most of my warm colors in here and some miscellaneous ones. So my warm colors in here, I kind of just divide them. Yeah, I do divide them by color, but also by what I use the most. So these are the ones, even some of the warm colors, the ones that I use the most. So there are some days where I go in and I organize them better, but some days honestly, it's just about time and practicality and whatnot. So it's like, you're right, Terra Crystal, I should have done this earlier, but anyway, this is just to throw it out there. Some people like to. You don't have to if you don't want to. But thank you, Terra Crystal, for mentioning that and looking out for the channel. I appreciate that. There's some people that like to. You don't have to. Just you guys being here is amazing. But all right, let's get these lips figured out because it's like redonkulous. By the way, hit that like button if you haven't. Let's see. I'll put that at the top. But anyway, all right. I want to finish these lips. But yeah, some people are a little more OCD about their colors. I'm like a loose OCD, to answer your question. So like I said, my box over here, I did do that with my the Ohuhus. You can see I've got my greens, my blues, purples, pinkish colors, neutrals, yellows, reds, kind of thing over here. But to me, it's organized because those are the ones that I use the most. And they are pretty much like by color. It's funny, I organize my clothes like that too, as far as like by color. And some people have told me I'm OCD because I organize my closet based on colors. Like I have my, how does it go? It goes from like blacks to white, or is it like black to gray to white? Then I want to say it's like from oranges to yellows. No, excuse me, yellows to oranges to red. That goes into purples to blues. So made your eyes stretch. Everybody's, got their thing. Whatever works for you. I do most of the time. I keep my colors pretty organized. I will go in eventually, but when I'm in the mode, I just grab them because I know that they're here. It's all about, that's the other thing, learn life lessons with Tabitha. I can be a little bit OCD about some things, but I have taught myself to not focus on it. So there are some rituals. There are some rituals that I do to try to force myself into discomfort for the greater good. What I mean by that is, for example, our coloring box right here, it would satisfy me, it would gratify me if all of these were in the proper order that they need to be in. But I don't do it because that takes away from my productivity. I know the colors are there. I know these colors well enough to know which one I really want, so I don't worry about it. When I fill up a cup of water, there is a certain level where I would prefer it to go. Sometimes I don't fill it to... some of you guys might know what I'm talking about. The rest of you might say I'm sounding crazy. But there is a certain level, like when I fill my cup, I want it to be at a certain line. That just makes me happy. That satisfies me. It's like, this is the right amount. Sometimes I go a little over or go a little under on purpose, just to keep myself in check that I am not controlled by my impulses. And there are numerous other little things that I do in my daily life where I'm like, no. For example, my thermostat in my car, I keep it at 67. Do you know how badly, I say how badly, it used to be, how badly I want to keep it on 68? I like the even numbers. I don't do that because it helps keep me in check to tell me I do not need to succumb to nonsensical urges. It's little things for me to keep myself in check. It's kind of a self-discipline thing. But thank you, Nigel. Appreciate that. As long as you can find the stuff you misplaced, no harm, no foul. Oh, yeah. No. I keep my markers and my paint separate. And you just wait until for some reason, I am a little bit more OCD with my coloring pencils than I am with my markers. One day you'll have to come by the stream and check out when I have my coloring pencils. You'll see. You'll see. Yeah, here we go. We're just kind of... She's got pretty strong lip liner here, but with coloring pencils, we will blend that a little nicer, but it sticks out really well. And again, when you have small details like this, you kind of want them to pop when you're going to print them out because she's going to shrink. She's going to shrink, and you don't want it to get too lost. You don't want a lot of the details to get too lost. So you see how small his mouth is, so I have to consider that when I'm, so for example, I have Ahsoka here, she has a little bit of, well, I can't tell, it doesn't autofocus, my apologies, it's a cheap webcam, but she has a little bit of a shine on her lip. You can't see it that much, but it's there, and when you shrink it down, it's these little details you got to think about. So there's that. All right. Let's see. This one goes here. We're going to put the pinks in the pink box just for you, Alan. And then I'm going to put my blues over here in the blue box just for you, also for myself. Okay, what next? Sally we got cranberry lips. And then she needs her eyelashes are crazy, bruh. They're like little V's. Okay, so then she needs eyelashes. She needs her pupils. And then it looks like her stitches are black too. I don't know if I want to do them black. I might do them gray and then kind of enhance them a little bit. But let's put our cranberry back. And I guess I always this is the part that gets me nervous, is doing the black, because as they say, for numerous reasons, once you go black, you never go back, because it just sucks the life out of everything. I guess my next question would be, says Nigel, would you consider selling prints of these at meetups? Not sure how much logistics go into making that work, but it's cool. I have thought about it. I would love, if I could make enough money, I would love to, people have told me that like at places like MegaCon and stuff like that, you said at meetups. Oh, I was thinking conventions. Like I've been to like street vendors and stuff like that. I used to do that when I sold different kind of art. But I would love to have maybe one day have like a table at MegaCon or something. But you said at the meetups. I mean, I'm thinking about bringing out stickers, and maybe selling stickers and giving them away, things like that. Because a lot of you have supported me, and it's fun meeting all of you when we get together and all of that. Similar concept to creating props for movies. They have to exaggerate the details. Exactly. All right. I think, one of my problems is that I always draw looking down, and so sometimes things get distorted. I really like the way this pupil is, so I might have to shift it here. And if not, I can always, don't get too harsh on me, I can always change it in post-production. All right, we got number 1. So he's nervous with you guys. Nerve-wracking when you guys watch. Whew, there it is. Whoop, there it is. All right. Let's start small. See if I'm in the right area. Sorry. Okay, but I think it looks, hang on. I'm going to have to tilt this up. Okay. Oops. Shoot. See, that's this. Oh, I should have used a Copic, but okay. It needs to be a little bit off kilter too, just because of the way she's looking. Have you considered making a Discord server? In there, you can keep both your work and possible commission sales as well as community. I have not. I really don't know that much about Discord. I'm still out here learning. It is hard for me to keep up with every possibility that there is. But thank you for the information. I might have to another podcast I'm gonna have to listen to. Thanks a lot, Alan. No, I might have to look into, because that's it's a lot of work having your own business and trying to market yourself. And artists, they don't teach you that in art school. In art school, unless they've changed it, but typically every artist I've ever spoken to that's gone to art school, I went to college and had some art lessons. I've never had a lot of professional training, though. I really haven't had professional training. But anyway, they don't teach you. They teach you how to make art and how to enhance your art, make it better, things to consider when you're making your art. But they don't teach you how to sell your art. That goes under business. And I think that's a crying shame that, as far as I know, when I looked at maybe it depends on the schools, but as far as I know, every artist I've talked to, they don't list business class in your major. And that sucks, because it's a huge part. What's the point of, the point of making art is because it's within you and it satisfies your soul. I get it. But what's the point of being good at something and being a part of your soul and not being able to fulfill your life and make an earning from something like this, especially if you're going to school for it as well, excuse me, and not be able to do that. They don't teach you that. They don't teach you how to market yourself. They don't teach you the business, like, they don't teach you behind. They don't talk about necessarily the editing process, depending on what medium you go into. They don't tell you how to schmooze necessarily. Well, I had one teacher who kind of taught us how to schmooze. That was great. He was real with this. As my photography and my graphic arts teacher, Mr. Ben Wyrick, forever shout out. He taught to us about how you have to schmooze. He's like, it's just part of the thing. You got to schmooze. You got to get in good with people. But yeah, they don't teach you how to do all that stuff. All right. Sally's eyelashes get me nervous. She has some under eye line stuff. So we're going to do that first. Pray for me. This is it, guys. I'm nervous. Hang on. I got to get in the right position. We have switched over to the Copic markers for the finer tip, which makes me a little nervous too, because it can sometimes we got a little wiggly on that, but that's also because I just stupidly decided to do yard work before I colored. Stupid Tabitha, what are you doing? So I have to put extra muscle effort, tension, whatever the words are, to control the fine tips. Oh my goodness. It's okay. Trust the process. Yeah. My hand is shaking. You can see it's not quite as a clear line as I would want it to be. I probably should stop trying to fix it and fix it later, but okay. Okay, so we got that. And then her eyelashes are so weird. So they're V's. Should I just do... let me look at this fan art really quickly. Do people get away... Not that I have to do it the way that they do it, but I'm just curious. They do... A lot of people do her iconic V's, but some people don't. What am I comfortable with? I don't want to do... that. We're going to do Tabitha Chibi eyelashes. But I'll make them V-shaped upside down. Does that matter? There we go. I think that's just a little cuter, a little softer. Ooh, those are some nice eyelashes. They are, but she's got quite a few of them. Make a smaller one right here. Okay, part of me wants to put another one over here, but I kind of like the 3. It's kind of simple, but it's cute. Have you ever tried your hand at digital? Is all your work... Oh, actually, let me see. Just to showcase, let me give my hand a little bit of a break because it's stressing out a little bit. But actually, to answer your question, in the form of an answer, where are you at? Well, apparently I didn't save it, but here we go. Gonna go to Procreate. And, well, some of you might know my Fear the Beardo Logan the Wolf chibi that I did. There's that. It is Jacob Ironside, Nightmare Before Christmas. And then I did my Genie Chibis. There's those ones. And oh man, I'm so proud of her. She turned out really cool. It was just a different perspective. different body language from that one. And then I haven't finished the purple one. I did the yellow one then. And then, of course, oops, no, go away. I did my Dr. Von Doom one. Where did he go? Oh no, where's my layers? Did I take my layers off? I better not have. You can see I've got all my layers for my Dr. Doom one, but for some reason... There it is. I was just hiding it. My Dr. Von Doom. If you follow me over on Twitter, you'll see it. It's better. Obviously, it's not going to have a light shining in it. It's not, Alan. It really has to do with how you market yourself overall. There are a lot of people who don't do digital that do really well. And it's not really so much on how you make the product per se, on how you sell them, how you market yourself. A lot of marketing is really about the artist, unfortunately. And this sounds like this is like a weird thing to talk about, but it's like a lot of business people will tell you, like, if you look at most of the stuff that you buy that has to do with like fan art or whatever, a lot of times people will buy it because they like the creator. And so then they'll buy the artwork of the creator. And so you feel like I don't know, it's hard to describe. But there are a lot of people who just like to buy the artwork. And digital is not necessarily as easy to sell. It kind of depends. Some people like to buy my art because it's all hand drawn. Most of it. Probably about 85% of my artwork is hand drawn. They like that it's unique because it's hand drawn. And there's just some people that like the crisp, clean lines of digital. It just depends on the person. So. And then sometimes we get so focused on marketing that we lose, and that's the hard part for artists these days, is that you get so focused on marketing that you lose sight of why you do what you do in the first place. Ooh, do we like? Uh-oh, we might have to. Okay, it turned out all right. Okay. What you meant is what was it? Sorry, what I meant is there's more room for expansion with digital. Just an example at the top of my head would be the graphic artist for a video game. Yeah, but do you know that a lot of concept art is still hand-drawn? Whether it's for movies, video games, a lot of it is still hand-drawn. It depends on the artist. Some of my digital artwork, I will do the basic form. I'm more comfortable and more familiar, and I like it better if I just do it on paper first, and I'll take a picture of it and then just finish it and draw it complete in Procreate. So it really is more preference for the artist itself. There's really not more room for expansion necessarily, I would say, with digital art. It's more about what is a preference. What's the preference? Okay. I think we got our first layer of Sally down. Look at that. We got everything. And I wasn't even intending to do that. It has been 2.5 hours. And we got it done. Well, thank you guys. We got her done, and hopefully her and Jack will be united one of these days. I'm gonna go over Jack and Sally, I'm gonna say Jill, and do coloring pencils. You can see what a difference there is because the fact that she has hair, and I'm trying to touch the screen. Jack needs more definition, a little bit of shine, and all that kind of stuff. So I'll do that, finish rendering it, as you might say, with coloring pencils for sure. I think that it will definitely amplify, especially the little bauble that he's holding. It might look like he's holding an apple, but he's actually holding a Christmas bulb. So these two will be united, and I might even take the time to make Snot Rag and make him float over top of, where is it at? I might make him over here, but let me just get rid of that really quickly. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Be sure that if you enjoy art challenges and stuff like that, subscribe to the channel. It's a free thing that you can do to help show your support. And also, I'll be dropping a video tomorrow for my second installment in my episodes of art challenges that other YouTubers are giving to me. Having a voice artist on tomorrow who's going to give me my art prompt. And so, like I said, subscribe to the channel, hit like on your way out, and I will catch you next time, guys. And of course, if there's different ways you want to find to support the artist, you can check out the links in the description box below. You can buy my artwork on the Etsy shop. More will be coming. It's there was more, but it got taken down, so I have to restock and see and hope that they leave me up there. That would be fantastic. But thank you all. I hope have you wonderful, wonderful rest of your Saturday and a great and happy Sunday. You guys have been phenomenal. Appreciate